Hey, it's Chrissy with Feliciano Friends. I have Scott Whatley here today. Him and his wife, Lindsay, also own Pantry. He's a stand-up comedian, and we're just going to talk about that. So what made you get into comedy?
It's a very common question. No, my dad was he was a comedian in the mid to late 90s.
Here in Florida?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did you do Comedy Zone?
He did. Actually, that's how he started stand-up.
I love Comedy Zone.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, he went to a comedy workshop. And there was like is
that improv pretty much?
No, it was like learn to be a stand-up comic. It basically like a comedy class.
Okay.
We were all like, dude, you're so funny, you're so funny.
Yeah.
And then he went and he's just sat down at the table and was like doing the class, whatever it was that night. Cause it's like like a 7 or 8 week course or whatever.
Yeah.
And he got on stage and had to do something, and he just murdered, like just killed. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure his name was Fred, the owner at the time. He was like, "Hey, can you come this weekend and host the show?" So he like went from never doing comedy to immediately being on the stage.
Oh wow!
And so I watched him growing up, and really wanted to do it, but I was always kind of like, it's a lot of pressure there because he was funny, and if I didn't want to not be funny and it disappoint your dad on TV and that kind of stuff. But I was always wanted to do it, and always like seeing what it takes to write material. Actually doing stand-up comedy is a lot different than you just watch a guy get on stage and just people think you're just blah 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 blah, but it's very very precise and very practiced and rehearsed, and it comes off that way. So anyway, long story short, so I always wanted to do it, but I also kind of knew what it takes to do it well because I saw him. And a really good friend of mine, Drew Wilson, is a hilarious comedian, and we were friends since before he got into comedy. He got into it, talked me into doing it. He was filming this YouTube show called New to Drew.
Okay.
And basically the whole premise is he would try new things and just mess them up. Yeah. And it'd be hilarious, And we were filming it. He lived in Texas at the time. He's like, "Hey, I want to film an episode where you teach me how to surf." Okay. I was like, "Oh, that'd be awesome. We'll go surf together. Cool." So we're filming a couple days into it, and then he's like, "Hey, on this episode, I'm going to teach you to do something I do." I'm like, "Oh, great. What's that?" And he goes, "You're going to do stand-up comedy." I'm like, "What? When?" He's like, "Maybe like 2 hours." I'm like, "No way." Yeah, I was like, "What?" So he's like, "Yeah, you know what you're going to talk about?" I'm like, "No, not at all." So I just got kind of thrown into it, and I did it. He had me at so he had a podcast that a lot of comedians here listen to, and so he just reached out to his listeners and said, "Hey, I'm in Jacksonville. Where's any good open mics?" And some of the listeners here said, "Hey, go to this place, go to that place, whatever."
Where aren't there open mics here? I only know Comedy Zone in one place in St. Augustine.
Yeah, so Voussoir in Mayport.
Okay.
It's a little dive bar. It's actually the oldest black-owned business in Mayport.
Okay.
It's really cool. Lewis, the owner, his dad built the place with his bare hands.
Oh, wow.
It's got a lot of history.
How old is it?
It was built in the 60s.
Okay.
It was built when the beaches were segregated. There used to be like a black beach and a white beach only.
I didn't know that.
No, I know. It's like
it makes. I guess if I thought about it, it makes sense.
Yeah, there's a dark period. It's not a good look. But his dad built that place during that time, and he wanted it to be a place where everybody was welcome. Like, it doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, white, black, straight.
Money to pay.
Come here, have a drink, enjoy your neighbors, and that kind of thing. So I met Lewis like a little over 4 years ago. We talked about stand-up, and I was like, "Hey, man, I'd really like to do a show here."
Yeah.
And so we've been doing an open mic night there every Tuesday night for like 4 years.
Oh, that's really
cool. So most of the comics in Jacksonville come through there. We have out-of-town comics coming through.
Oh, I'll have to check it out.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm not like I don't like to go out a lot, but I will make the exception for comedy clubs.
There you go.
That's really cool. I didn't know that.
It's a dirty little dive bar.
No, that's fine. I don't I've been to dirty little dive bars. Yeah, that's not that's my favorite.
Yeah.
For real.
Honestly, sometimes I'll walk into a place and be like, well, nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice
Oh,
no.
Yeah, you haven't met my dad, but like Izzy knows, he works for me. But yeah, like dirty little dive bars are family tradition.
Absolutely. There's got to be that one guy, the barfly at the corner. It's like, that guy never leaves. Yeah, I like this place. It'd be good.
Yeah, so he's sober now. He's gotten a little better, but anyway.
Your dad?
Yeah. But growing up, he's great. But so you were saying that comedy, like, it's a little bit more difficult. So how do they do their sets?
Well, there's a few different elements to stand up. You got like straight up material. Mm-hmm. And you just go up and you tell the joke that you've rehearsed. You hope it goes well, and that's it. And then there's crowd work, where you're involving the audience in what you're doing as a stand up. That takes a lot of command of the room because it can get out of hand quickly.
Okay.
If you're like, "Hey, what do you do for a living?" and then you're out with your girlfriends like 12 White Claws deep, and you're like, "Yeah, it's funny." Like, what am I doing here? So you got to really know how to work around different people in the audience. That's some crowd work, and then there's improv. Where it's not stand up. It's a different type of comedy where an audience member will give you a topic.
Yeah, I'm familiar with improv. Yeah.
There's an improv
That's where I went to St. Augustine. It was improv.
Yeah, there's one in Mayport as well called First Coast Comedy.
All right.
And then there's like comedic acting.
I like improv the least. You think it's funny?
So I think it's nerdy, but extremely funny.
Okay.
Like I personally,
every once in a while something will like hit for me, but I don't find it that funny.
The comedians that work at First Coast Comedy are geniuses.
Yeah.
I did a show with them.
They're very talented. They're smart.
Oh my gosh,
it's super,
funny. So funny. Like, I want to hate it because I'm a stand-up. It's kind of like improv. Oh, a bunch of dorks, but they're not. They're so funny. I did the show. It's called. It was a storytelling show there, and you just like tell a silly story. Like, it's not stand-up. You just tell a story. And then they would act out scenes based on the story.
Is this in St. Augustine or is this in Mayport?
Mayport.
Okay, I went to Rance Adams, who hosts River City.
Yeah.
He did that in St. Augustine. I went to his show. But go on.
Oh, I did that one. I did a one called Dubious Advice.
Okay.
Whereas it was like a panel of comedians. Yeah. And everybody's drinking. And then the audience asks you for advice. And you just give them, the worst advice. And that was a fun show. But yeah, I've done a few of those shows at the Improv and like, not the Improv Comedy Club, but Improv in Mayport, and it's always amazing the stuff that they come up with.
That's cool. Have you ever bombed?
Yeah, of course. Bomb all the time. It's part of it. Like you should bomb if you're at an open mic working on new material. Sometimes you just have a stiff crowd. Like I did a show the other night, and the host was bombing. The next comic bombed. The comic after them.
And you were like, it's not us.
Yeah, it was just like bomb, 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 and I was like, the longer you're doing stand up, you start figuring out ways to get around that bomb. And so I saw the plane going down in flames, and I was like, all right, I got to do something different. So I immediately went up, and I was like, they don't want to hear material. They want me to mess with them because the only like little bit laughs that people were getting was when they were messing with the crowd. So I did a 20-minute set, and I probably did 3 jokes. The most of it was just messing with. I actually had a couple in the front row that. Guy was drunk. He fell out of his chair. Then he got down on his knee and proposed again to her. I just like made them the show and had a good time with it. So.
That's funny.
But yeah, you bomb, especially if you're working on something new. Because you write it down and you're like, I think this is funny.
Yeah.
I think it's funny.
But sometimes like some crowds think certain things are funny and other crowds don't.
Yeah, I bomb in Riverside all the time. They do not want a straight white male conservative talking about women. They don't want that. That's the problem. They get like their hair starts turning back regular colors. They can't handle it. They lose their minds. Yeah. You ever like just have an audience totally turn on you. It's like, oh my gosh, I thought you guys were about love and acceptance. I'm not feeling it. Not feeling it at all. Yeah, I do great in black rooms and all kinds of other stuff, like urban rooms, whatever you want to call them. But yeah, if there's a white chick with blue hair, like I'm not gonna do well. She's not gonna enjoy me at all because I'm gonna talk about me and my wife's relationship, and it's all like there's like this much truth.
Yeah.
And then I just like
exaggerate.
It's like a cartoon version of my life.
Yeah.
But they'll be like, talk to a woman like that. It's like I didn't really. It's a joke. She's heard these jokes. Yeah. She wrote the punchline of that one. Yeah. So yeah.
That's funny.
Bombing is easy in Riverside.
Yeah. I don't think liberals are as funny as conservatives.
What's that?
I don't think liberals are as funny as conservatives.
Oh, no. Absolutely not. No. You know what, though? So I did a show.
It's just like, I'm always getting like all these like people that are like more like followers. But I was like, why is my numbers not going up? And it's like every day I'm always losing people too.
Yeah, it's like, all right, let's wake up and see who's offended by my content today. Yeah. I get comments all the time. And I just like get back like just real sarcastic with them. I'm like, thanks for the engagement. Appreciate that. Good looking out. Thanks for boosting the old numbers. How many times did that play in the background while you typed that out?
Yeah.
Can't get offended over it.
Yeah.
I did a show one time in what was that? Kansas City. Kansas City is like 2 cities that like right border against each other. Kansas City and something else. I'm so bad at geography.
Kansas City and Kansas City. It's Kansas City, Kansas, and a Kansas City, Missouri.
That's right. That's right where I was.
City.
I can't remember if I was in Missouri or Kansas.
Yeah, you're in Kansas City. Just don't know what state you're in.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but I did a show there. It was just a mic. I was traveling, and I just popped in with my friend, and I was like, I'll just go up and do some time, So I went up, and it was a almost entirely gay audience and a trans host. And I looked at my friend that I was traveling with. I was like, I'm gonna do all my best gay jokes. Yeah. Because if I can't do them here, then I shouldn't do them at all.
They loved them, though. They loved them. Yeah, the gay guys are. Yeah,
they would come up to me afterwards, like, we'll buy you a drink. And they thought it was hysterical because there's no hate involved in anything I was saying. Yeah, exactly. And they knew that. But I was like, I made it a point to go, like, in this environment, let me do all the things that like the Justice Warriors are upset about. Because if I can do it here and people are digging it, then that means I shouldn't have to worry about doing it anywhere.
Yeah, and I feel like I used to make more. I don't know. So my husband that passed was like a Puerto Rican, and I feel like when I was like, even with Kitchen, I feel like I can get away with a little bit more like edgy things. But then when I'm like not with them or I'm away, like you don't know.
You don't have to pull out a photo and be like, I can on the account.
Exactly. Yeah.
I got a pass right here. This guy. He says,
exactly. My children are.
So
exactly.
My youngest daughter's adopted. She's Mexican.
Okay.
And so I have a whole string of jokes about that. But I do a bunch of Mexican jokes.
Yeah.
And then I go, but I talk about my daughter being adopted. She's Mexican, and I do all because I was feeling like I wasn't really
including her in the jokes.
Well, no. If you're orbiting in my life, you might end up in material. But no, it was more. I just felt like I should have something. There should be a takeaway from my show. Like obviously having a great time.
Yeah.
Is huge. That's very important. People need to laugh, and it's very important. But secondarily, like, what can I do for my life that would add value to somebody else's? And because she's adopted, I tell all those jokes.
Yeah.
And then when I'm done with those, I go, listen, my daughter is adopted. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever been a part of. You're thinking about growing your family. You're having a hard time growing your family. Consider adopting. It's unbelievably important that children are loved. And then I just move on with the show. But it gives me an excuse to tell an entire audience that, like, try it. Yeah. Look into it. Cool. At least look into it. You know.
Oh, that's really cool.
Because it's the single greatest thing I've ever been a part of in my life is adopting her. So.
Oh, that's awesome. How old is she? Okay, very cool, very cool. Who's your favorite comedian? Bill Burr. He is good. Yeah. Yeah, he's good.
I feel like my inner monologue is an angry guy from Boston.
Okay.
Like when I'm like that's how if you like listen to Bill Burr rant, that's what's going on in my head. When you
he is very funny. Yeah, no, he's very funny. Did you like old school Chris Rock? I did.
I was just watching a clip earlier, like right.
I'm talking like when he was like making fun of like the Clintons, like
Absolutely.
How old are you?
41.
Okay, I'm 42. So we're so I love old school.
Yeah, I was just watching a clip where he's like, I was driving down the road and saw a prostitute, and I said, how much? She said $300. I'll do anything. And he's like, paint my house. Then he goes off about all this stuff. Anyway, so I was like, that's old school rock. Like, that's super, it was his first appearance on Late Show or something.
Okay, yeah, no, I love it. Like, he's my favorite. I mean, his old, his newer things I don't think that's funny. But who's your favorite female comedian?
Favorite female comedian is, tough one.
You don't think females are funny?
I knew that was funny. I knew when I hesitated a little.
Wait!
No, I knew. I
think men usually are, overall, are funnier than women.
So I have a theory about this.
But there's some funny women.
There are some funny women. There's a woman that I can't remember her name right now. She's absolutely hysterical. On the spot, I'll find it after, but yeah.
You know what I find is funny is she's the lesbian that married the Bachelorette girl. She's really,
short curly hair?
No. She's got glasses. Can you Google? It's a lesbian comedian and she married the woman that was on the Bachelorette. Like, that had all the men. Yeah. Yeah. She's really fun. But she's very, like, she looks like an Amish woman. Like, super, she's, I think Jewish, but just, like, super straight edge, but hilarious. Yeah.
That's cool. No,
yeah,
that's
really
awesome.
Funny.
There's
they get on her for, like, not doing pride and stuff. She's like, I married the Bachelorette. Like, how much more?
What
like,
do you need?
You guys should have flowed for me. Like,
there should be a parade for me.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
there's a comedian back
there. Robbie. Yeah.
Robbie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Loretta LaRoche, I think was her name.
Okay.
Very, very funny from back in the day. But I like Nikki Glazer and Liza Schlesinger. She's like, however you say, Slinginger, whatever.
I saw Nikki in live here, and I think she was just like really hungover. She didn't do a great job.
She might have been working on new stuff.
Maybe.
Some comedians that are that big, they're used to doing.
Yeah, so they were like, "Fuck Jacksonville."
If you see so you always work out material to level down, right? So the level that I'm at, I'll work on new material at an open mic.
Okay.
But if you get to the next where you're doing clubs all the time, you just work them out at like a bar show or something.
Okay.
If you're doing theaters, if you're doing a club for the weekend, you're working out new stuff at a club. If you're doing arenas, you're going to work out new stuff at a theater.
Yeah,
so I saw Kevin Hart here at the Florida Theater.
Yeah.
And I was like, why else would he be doing the Florida Theater other than he's working on his new hour?
That's where I saw her too.
Yeah, I went to go see it. Yeah, so she's a theater act. She's an arena act. So she's probably working out new stuff.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because I thought it was fine, but it was not as And then what else I used to really like Chelsea Handler too.
Yeah.
Did you like her or not? No.
I mean, I don't dislike her.
I used to when I was younger, like 20 years ago. She had that book.
Who's the new, really southern lady?
Oh
The
yeah,
blonde chick.
she's great. The first special she put out was absolutely hysterical.
Yeah,
like, hands down, absolutely hysterical. The second one was not as much. I feel like
it's more Netflix.
Yeah, rushed it a little bit.
Have you ever laughed at your own joke on stage?
All the time. Yeah, just that I'm that self-centered. Yeah, I think I'm that awesome.
Have you ever like laughed so hard you can't get to the punchline?
No, not at all.
Okay.
No, sometimes I laugh because mostly like the absurdity of like I can't believe I'm saying this. Not that the joke is funny, but like the fact that I'm saying something so stupid will get me sometimes, or in the context of something that's happened in the room, maybe it'll make me laugh. But typically if you see a comedian laughing at their own jokes, it's fake.
Okay.
But sometimes I'll just be having such a good time, I'm just laughing, just like somebody telling a story at a dinner table, and like get tickled or whatever, like at the idea of it. Like anyway, something I say about my wife that cracks me up every time I do it. It makes me laugh inside my head.
Yeah.
Because it came from real life.
Do you ever what happens if you get heckled? What do you do?
The goal with a heckler is to quiet them down while unifying the room.
Against them.
Sometimes, but sometimes you can just unify the room over that's not funny, but I'm funny, and you stay in control.
Okay.
A heckler is somebody who really just needs the spotlight on them, and they didn't realize that they think they're helping the show. Like, I'm going to help the show. And really, it's like, you're disrupting this. Like, you're keeping everybody. And so there's a comedian, Jake Adams. He's from LA. And I did a couple things with him several years ago, and he has a line that I completely stole. I use it all the time. So if somebody's being a problem, I say, hey, in the interest of everybody who paid to have a good time tonight, I need you to pull back and let me entertain these people. And it's like, you can't be any more clear than that. And if they don't listen to that, then I make them cry. And then I unify the entire room. I'm like, that person really sucks. Let's make sure they go home.
My enemy is my friend.
Yeah,
right?
They're going to go home and really think about why they exist. And that's the goal.
What's the weirdest place you've ever done comedy?
I don't know. I don't know, just bars and stuff.
Yeah. Have you ever just got an audience, you've been at an airport or something, just people around and you just start doing a set, they don't know that you're doing a set, but you're doing a set? That's
called ambush comedy. That's I've been booked on shows.
I think that's something if I was a comedian I would do.
You would do it?
Yeah.
That's
how I would test out my material.
You used to be standing in line at Publix and like, you guys ever notice? Peas, right? Snap peas?
Yeah. No, 100. I think I kind of do that now.
I mean, there were times I'm just out hanging out and I'm just feeling funny.
Yeah.
So I went through a pretty.
You ever went through a bonfire and just commanded it?
Oh, when I'm at my friend Cam's house.
Yeah.
We'll have a fire on the dock and he's always got a bunch of people over.
Yeah.
And inevitably at some point in the night I'll just start cracking jokes and making people laugh. But ultimately, when I'm in that environment, I don't want to take over the night. I mean, we're just hanging out. Nobody wants that one guy who's just being like, dude, calm down. We're all having this ain't the Scott show.
Yeah.
I'll pay tickets to see you some other time, but now we're all just hanging out. So, yeah, I try not to take. I used to take over the room a lot before I was a comedian.
Okay.
Now that
you have an outlet.
Yeah, now that I'm a comedian, I feel like I have a fixed date, a time. Okay. This is where I'm going to have to.
Do they ever want you to be funny, and you're like, not tonight? You're gonna have to pay.
All the time. All the time. I'm always hanging out. People are like, dude, this guy's so funny. Show him.
You're like, no.
Tell a joke.
No, no. There's no what are we doing? Yeah. But I went. I was married before.
Okay.
And when I went through my divorce, it's a long story. I don't even know if an hour-long podcast is enough to get into this story, but I ended up in Atlanta, and I lived in an inpatient rehab for a year.
Okay.
And during that...
As a patient?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And while I was there, you go through a bunch of different stages of this program, and during one of them, you're supposed to live your life in a state of despair because you have to become friends with your pain. You have to become friends.
Like the stages of grief, kind of.
Kind of. It's called PrEP. I guess you could break this program down into a 12-step. Okay. But there's a part where you have to get in touch with your vulnerabilities, your wounds, your traumas, and in order to really get there, you have to start stripping away all your coping mechanisms. Mm-hmm. And so I was can't tell now, but I was running and working out a lot at the time. I'm a musician, so I was always playing my guitar. And then I'm funny. Yeah. And so I'm hanging out and making people laugh. And one of the counselors, they had taken away running. They had taken away music. They had taken away basically everything that I love.
Yeah.
And just because every time and they were like, all right, when you are at your best, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. When you are at your absolute worst and you're dying inside, most people don't know because everybody around you's having a great time because you're coping and masking with being funny.
Mm-hmm.
And so I went, and so they're like, you're not funny anymore. Starting today, you're not funny. You can't be funny until we say you can be funny. And so,
that sounds like a cult.
But
was it a good experience?
It was
for
great.
You? Okay.
It is unbelievable. But when you're feeling that that desire to just be funny, you have to look layers deeper and go, what's really going on? Am I actually in a good mood, or am I hiding behind this for something? And while during evaluating that, I have to be honest with myself. And if I really was like trying to avoid some feelings, I'd have to tell the room, hey, I know everybody's having like a great time, but I got to shut it down. Like, I'm dying inside. I need your help.
That's interesting.
And they'd be like, wow, Scott, what you really brought us down on that one. But everybody was there to like help each other through those times. And it was a really, really dark time in my life, but I needed to go through that to find some healing over some stuff. I had a lot of childhood trauma and a lot of wounds and stuff that I had no idea were even there. I did, but didn't ever want to look at them. And so part of going through that, in order to be healthy again, I had to find ways to be funny. Like when I'm having a good time and feeling funny, be fun. When I'm not, just not. And there's times where I'm like, I'll walk in a room and people that know me well are like, you all right, dude? I'm like, I'm just not feeling it today and I'm not going to pretend. And then there's other times where I'm just in like the greatest mood and it's like, my wife will know. She's like, oh my gosh, she's on one. Like, just going nuts. But part of that whole deal was doing stand-up after that. It was one of my goals. Even though I got talking to about my friend Drew, it was one of my goals that I was not achieving because I was scared of doing it. But I wanted to calendar a specific and safe and healthy time to say, June 10th, I'm going to be funny. And put it on the calendar and go on stage and be funny. So to answer your question about am I just like that all the time or entertaining rooms, typically not. Unless I'm with a lot of people that I really enjoy.
Oh, because I'm like, I have really dark humor because of all the trauma, but I feel like, but I think I'm like but it's kind of familial too. Like I think like my mother's Swedish and like she has really dark humor. Like we were doing like vision boards and it was like one day closer and she was like to my death. Like,
so do you like Anthony Jeselnik?
I don't know.
Ooh, you love him.
I love really dark humor. Like I've always since a kid, and then the more darkness that I've experienced, but it's hard because a lot of people.
It makes people uncomfortable.
Yeah, it makes people uncomfortable, and
but it's part of healing.
Really, and that's where it's like, and that's always like helped me. And even before, I mean, I've gone through more traumatic things in the last like 10 years, but even before that, like even now, like I'm doing the yoga mom, like practicing like the last pose is like shavasana, which is like actually like the scan script for like corpse pose, and she's like. She'll be like, good night, and like puts a little corpse to me. Like,
even like this guy Emery, he's like very dark humor.
Okay, I love dark humor.
Yeah, it's stuff that I'm not even gonna repeat any of his jokes. They're not bad, they're witty, but just of a darker like there's a lot of misdirects, and it's like he'll say it's like a lot like Anthony Jeselnik.
Yeah, and I sometimes think too like I have to be careful like things that I say because I'll sometimes like make jokes about like some of the really like people are like make fun of like death or
Nothing wrong with that. Yeah,
overdose or suicide or jail, like those things are not funny. Like
you would be surprised.
Yeah, you'd be really surprised. You'd be really surprised.
Yeah, you'd be shocked at how funny that can be.
Yeah.
100%.
So that's funny. But so what was the one thing you said, Anthony? I'll have to.
Anthony Jeselnik.
Okay.
He's all over Netflix and stuff.
Okay, I think if there's one okay, I'll have to check him out. So what about you? How frequently do you do the comedy?
I'm on stage a few nights a week.
Okay, I didn't realize it was that frequently. Okay, that's awesome.
Yeah, I go through spurts where like maybe I'm not on stage this life or whatever, but almost every Tuesday I host the show at Voussoir and I'm on stage all night long. So I'd probably do an hour and a half that night, and then I'll be on a show or two over. Like I'm on a show this weekend. So.
And then what's your like dream vision with comedy?
It's funny. I talk about this constantly because it can very quickly just become a waste of time. Like you're playing in a band that's never going to make it. Dude. Like give it up, get a job. So things through 2025, I had some success towards the end of it. Social media wise started growing, and I've got a little bit of a momentum going.
That's awesome.
And so I wanted to look at 2026 as like let's see what I can do with it. So excuse me, a couple of years ago, I put together a group called the Shallow End Boys, and it's me and 2 other comedians.
Okay.
We just market ourselves as a trio of idiots, and we did small runs of shows, and it was fun. But this year, I want to do it by myself and headline my own shows. Because with comedy, like it's like nothing, flat broke, nothing. Oh my gosh, you're rich and famous.
Yeah.
But it takes like 10 years for that overnight success to happen. If I was to like write out like a dream, like if comedy could become the thing that I've always wanted it to be, I'd be just famous enough to sell out weekends at comedy clubs twice a month.
Okay.
Because I get my kids every other week.
Yeah.
So I'd like to just go and do a weekend at a club, and then have my kids, and then do a weekend at a club. And because if you can start doing full like sell out Thursday, Friday, Saturday, at clubs, I mean you make a phenomenal.
Okay, that's
I mean,
awesome.
you can make $500,000 a year.
Nice.
Casually doing that method. And so that would provide for my family, like in a way.
It's like another business.
Yeah, no, it would just
take my dark humor
yeah,
in the road.
Yeah, get up there and start telling jokes. Now that would be financially, it would meet every goal I've ever had.
Yeah.
Artistically, it would give me an outlet to just enjoy being on stage and being funny. Yeah. And then it would also provide me with enough free time to just be with my family and doing the things I want. And any more famous than that, I think it would affect my day-to-day life. Mm-hmm. You know, any less famous, you can't really pull off doing that much.
Yeah. So, like from like place like a comedy zone, do they fly the comedians in and everything? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, your average comic that comes in does a weekend's probably gonna make 15 or 20 grand.
Okay, is it usually a flat rate, or do they get? Sorry, the business person.
No, sometimes it's a flat rate. Sometimes you're doing a split at the door.
Okay.
So you can do a guarantee, or you can do a door split. And a lot of those comics, when they know that they're the reason people are coming to the club, they start doing door splits. Okay. So it's like the club really survives on its drinks. They're just a bar. Mm-hmm. They need 300 people in their bar drinking to make money. In order to do that, they need a comedian, so they're going to split the door with them, or just pay them a flat rate.
Okay, that's interesting. Have you ever? What's the worst comedy show you ever went to?
Ever went to? Mm-hmm. Probably one that I was on. I don't know.
I went to a bad one.
Yeah, I didn't hear about it.
Yeah, it's not even like it's bad. It was. I think her name's Lunel. She was on Borat. Mm-hmm. Like, she's like the big lady in Borat. Mm-hmm. And she was at the Comedy Zone. She was the headliner. And I had my girlfriend for, like, her birthday. Because I loved it. Like, she's not really into comedy clubs. But I'm like, it's always funny. Like, I've never seen a bad...
Yeah. It's always a good time.
Yeah.
Except when I invite my friend.
No, exactly. I remember... Yeah, she was really drunk. Mm-hmm. And she was, like, an older... Like, talking... Like, it came out like an old aunt that's just talking, like, really hypersexual jokes. Like, I want to... Mm-hmm. Like, really kind of nasty. Where it's, like, funny for, like, a couple minutes. But then that was, like, all, like, she was just, like, shooting the shit, had, like, no material, was, like, swearing at the audience, like, really, like, at, like, people. It was just, like...
I have seen stuff like that.
Yeah, like, it was, like, weird. Like, everyone, and the whole room felt like we were, like, looking at each other.
Was there an early show and a late show that night?
I think we were the early show.
Really?
Yeah.
I bet that late show was really something
maybe
special. I was going to say, sometimes like comics are doing 2 shows.
I remember, like, there was, like, a fire, and then there was, like, a fire... alarm that went off and like nobody moved and started talking shit about how stupid we were and like
damn. Sounded like you had a great time. Excuse me, sorry.
She was like slurring. It was really bad.
That's the worst when somebody shows up like unable to do the job.
That's kind of what it was. It wasn't even just like, 'cause I kind of have a heart for people. So if someone's like bombing, I might say it wasn't that funny. But this was like, this person was like not funny and mean.
Like this was preventable.
Yeah, exactly. And she was just not nice to the audience. And like,
I had a similar thing. I wasn't that bad, but I did get too drunk before a show. Pretty recently, actually. I was in Orlando. I was supposed to be doing 3 nights in Orlando. Yeah. The second night, I was doing this place called the Milk District. So I was doing a Thursday night Milk District and a Saturday night Milk District, and then there was a Don't Tell comedy show I was doing in between. Okay. Well, the Don't Tell show was canceled, and so I just had like a free day in Orlando. And I ended up picking up some work with a friend of mine, just basically killing a day. Yeah. The whole next day, I'm killing a day. And I was staying with my friend Joe. He's a comedian from down there, but he had to work. I was like sitting at his place and just bored out of my mind. So I smoked a little weed, and well, you can censor that. I don't know where you're at on that. And then I went down to like a little sports bar and had a couple beers, and then I was hours before the show, so I was like, oh, fine. Well, then Joe, and he's totally sober. When he shows up and he's like, hey man, I wanted to show you this place. down the street. I think you're gonna love it. It takes me to a bar. I'm like, oh, Crown and Coke, let's go. And so I have a couple drinks, and I'm talking to my wife, and she's like, don't. And she could tell. She's like, aren't you getting on stage? I'm like, you know, nope, wasn't fine. And I had some of my friends, some comics that were there in town.
They have a video of it?
Yeah, I burned that.
Yeah.
Burned that real bad. Yeah, and the footage looked and sounded great. There's just not a lot of laughing. But I was telling.
Did you know it, or did you not know until the next day when they were like, "Let me show you what happened," or were you?
Oh, I felt it.
Yeah, you
did. I felt the quiet, and it was like I was like doing jokes in the library. What's going on here? But my friend Fitzjohn was there in the back, but it was a night where it was a stiff crowd, so I felt bad because I knew that I was a little drunk. But it's not like I've never done comedy drunk before. I go on stage.
Yeah, I feel like a lot
drinks.
of times are drunk.
Yeah, but there's like this line between just being loose and
being
I was adding words to jokes that didn't need to be there. And he's like, I have this joke about my wife and her friends at the house and the kid, and I walk through the house and go into the garage, and it's a whole setup for this joke. And he's like, dude, you described walking through the house for like 5 minutes. I was like, what? He's like, you were talking about how you were walking? I was like, was it funny? He's like, no, not at all. He's like, I was like, why is he getting so detailed about the steps through the house? And I'm like, that part of the joke goes like this. I had to go from the backyard to the garage, so I was walking to the kitchen into that part. And apparently I just really got focused on the walk itself. And it's like, damn, that's being too drunk. That's, you're laughing more than they were. You're having a good time. Yeah.
And then, do you ever do it? So you own Palms Pantry. Do you ever do stand up there?
No, it's a nice place.
Okay, not.
No, it's a lovely little spot.
Okay.
Yeah, we're not doing that. No. People ask me all the time. I try to keep it separated a little bit. Like your example of like, are you just always entertaining?
Yeah.
When I'm at the bar, like I am gregarious and making jokes and clowning and that kind of stuff, but I would rather take all the people that we know and love there and go, hey, I'm performing down the street. Come watch me there and then come back,
So do you do kind of like as an art then? Or not kind of, like
do you
an
stand up as an art?
Yeah.
Man, I have a hard time with that. Because it's like, is this art? I'm a musician. I've been a graphic designer and a videographer
I think
my whole
it is
life.
art. I think so.
Like I have things in my life.
Creative.
It's creative. It's fun. There is an art to it. Have you ever heard, like, there's an art to making a sandwich. I don't know that sandwich artists really exist, but Subway's trying to sell that to me, right?
Yeah.
It's like, are you a sandwich artist? No, there's an art to making a good one. My friend Jeremy makes a great sandwich. That dude will make a sandwich, like, better than anybody in the room. I don't know that that's really art. Comedy is art, and it is an art form. It's an expression. Okay. Jerry Seinfeld has a great quote about this.
Okay.
He said, art is subjective. It can make you feel something. You observe it. You can like it. You can not like it. It's still art. Comedy only becomes art when the audience agrees and joins in laughing. And then so I think that art of it is making the audience come into your world, agree with your viewpoint, and it makes them laugh. Now, a genius like Dave Chappelle is going to handle a topic that like halfway down the road, you're like, I hate where this is going. And by the time you get to the end, you're like, that's hysterical.
Yeah.
Or like a Louis C.K. who's going to make you laugh at something that you feel bad about laughing at because you would never laugh at that topic, but the way he phrased it made that funny. Brought an emotion out of you. That's art. Slinging dick jokes. I mean, I don't know if it's art.
Is that your, like, most of them?
I'm just teasing. Sorry.
So how, if someone wanted to be, like, are most stand-up comedians, because I haven't, like, I guess I've talked to a few, but I haven't asked them that many questions. Do they, like, read books and try to, or are they naturally funny and they just kind of, like, as they do open mics and kind of learn as they go?
Yeah, I can't speak for everybody. I think to be a successful comedian, you have to be pretty well-rounded. You have to have a pretty good, like, pulse on culture and society and kind of know what the common felt, emotions and opinions are on different things. It's going to be pretty well adjusted. I think a lot of people get into comedy because nobody's going to listen to them without a microphone. So if I put my name on this sheet of paper, then you guys have to listen to me for 5 minutes. And so you get like the land of misfit toys.
Yeah.
And it's like most of them are not funny. Most comics at open mics are like, dude, what are you doing? And then it's like somebody who comes up and they're actually a well-adjusted human being that maybe has got some trauma or some background and they can make light of it or whatever. So,
how many comedians do you think are really depressed?
All of them.
Yeah, that's what we had another time on the comedy show with my husband. there was a guy, I'm not gonna say his name. Oh, maybe I will. Maybe I'll beep it out. His name was at the time. He was kind of like doing some like HBO specials. Kind of. He was so funny. So I'm like, let's see if he wants to hang out afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
We went to Best Bet with him and his buddy.
Nice.
He was not happy, man.
He's a depressed guy.
Yeah.
He's like, that was none of the shows that we're gonna find a place to go lose a bunch of money.
Yeah, like it was just one of those, and like his buddy was really funny. So like my husband and his buddy are like doing bet, they're our best bet, and I'm just like talking like I forget like someone had broken up. It was just like real life stuff, but he was cool. He was like a super. We're still like Facebook friends. That's the only reason I'm like might have to bleep him, out because he was super kind.
Yeah.
Not a fun night though.
Not fun. I think so. I
not funny. Like
jokingly,
yeah.
I say they're all depressed. Not every comic is depressed. I think comics are probably deep feelers. Like I feel extreme highs and extreme lows. Like something can bother me all day long. It like sits with me, and my friend Alex will be like, "Dude, you gotta let that go." I'm like, oh man, it's just stuck to me. My wife said something to me this morning that's been sticking to me all day. It wasn't even bad. It just made me think differently, and I'm like, not at her, just at myself in life or whatever. I think if you're gonna, a huge part of comedy is connecting with the audience, and if you connect with people, and I connect with people emotionally really quickly, really easily, you're just a deep feeler.
Yeah.
So that's gonna come with depression and happiness, whatever. I think it's if a comic feels like he can't or she can't connect with somebody in a healthy way to get those dark feelings out, they're probably gonna live a depressed life.
Yeah, for sure.
There's got to be something a little off about this person that thinks they can stand in front of an entire room and people need to listen to what my idea is about whatever it is,
I guess I'm really thankful for comics, honestly. Like my whole life, or since like high school, I've really like truly just from like a human perspective. Like I don't go out that much, but even by myself, like watching comedy or going to shows, like it really does like laughter really has helped me more than anything. Not more than anything, but like really truly like. I haven't gone to your shows, but I really am thankful for comedians. And I also think even for myself, like, just kind of like the effed up things I've gone through, like, most of the time, like, even if they're not really relatable to me, like, they just make me feel like I'm not that effed up and I'm not that alone.
100%.
So I'm really, like, thankful for stand-up comics.
I'm reaching for my phone because I want to read a text that somebody sent me. It's the exact thing you're saying. It says, walking through dark times in this divorce, and I find most of my laughs coming from you when I take time to check out and scroll your social media.
Yeah, no.
And he quoted a couple things. He said, "You're an inspiration to what my future will bring. Keep it up. Thanks for being there when I need you, even though I didn't know it."
No, 100%.
And so when you get a message like that from somebody, and the thing that he quoted was it was so silly. I was making fun of a guy with jacked up teeth, and and he was like, man, like he quoted little lines from that, and so here's a guy whose world's falling apart, and something silly that I did made a difference.
No, for sure. So I'm just like, I really I love comics, but for that reason, like even I know if I get really depressed now, I can either like put on like hip hop music and dance. I know that sounds silly, but just like something that will make me feel better. Like that, like listening to certain music and like watching like stand up comedy, especially going. It's something about like live stand up comedy.
It's always better in the room.
Yeah, and I've had going to Vegas, New York, like little holes in the walls. Comedies are not that it's a home wall, but it's not. But like I've always found them so much funnier than I've always been disappointed in like bigger shows that I've purchased.
It's a disconnect sometimes. Like I like the club environment.
Yeah, that's what I prefer.
I've done Comedy Zone a bunch, and when the room holds like 320 or something like that people, but just the downs, like the lower floor level alone is maybe 150.
Yeah.
And that tight little when that is all full, and you deliver a joke and you feel it, like Blue Jay Listening Room. It's down the road. Well, we're in Palm Beach. It's down the road that way.
Which way? Are you 20? I don't know what direction that was.
Yeah, that'd be north.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a tiny little club. It's a music listening room. We would sell it out. 80, 90 people in there. It's like standing room only. And every time I would deliver a joke in there, and like you could feel the laughter. You know when you stand next to a concert speaker, you can feel the speaker. Yeah. I've felt laughter.
That's awesome.
Like, oh my gosh, I can feel these people laughing. Like that is intense. That's awesome. It's so amazing. You don't get that if you're in a giant room or if you're watching it on your couch watching TV, Netflix especially. You can't quite get that experience either.
So where can people see you? Where, like this, for example, this week or in January? Or
January, I'll be at Voussoir the next foreseeable Tuesdays.
And what time you said?
That show starts around 8,
Okay.
8:30. We kind of wait till, I say 8 o'clock, but we wait until there's an audience and we wait until there's comedians.
Okay.
So the comedians are kind of trickling. I won't start the show unless I have at least 4 or 5 comics in the room because I don't want to start it and be like, oh, we ran out of comics. We'll just wait a little while for another comic. But we always end up with like 18, 19 comics. So if you want to find out where I'm going to be, just follow me on social media. Scott Whatley Comedy. I can never remember all the dates that I'm doing.
Okay, but you have it all there. And then I saw that you were nominated for Best of. Were you won Best of Jacks or were you nominated?
I don't know.
I want to win too, so we're going to find out.
Yeah. Are you on it?
Yeah.
Awesome. What are you on it for?
For Best Injector. And Jax, I do. I want to win it because I do testosterone weight loss. I got nominated for Best Injector for like cosmetic, but because I do injections all day, I'm like, this will be super great marketing. I'm the best injector.
Yeah, that's great.
So that's what. And then you're Best Comedian.
Yeah, I'm up for Best Comedian. We'll find out, and then the Palms Pantry's up for Best Wine Bar.
Oh, awesome!
So hopefully we'll find out soon.
That's super cool. Yeah, I want to go to, only if I win, that little...
Yeah, the party?
Yeah, the party.
Yeah, I'll go if I win.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to show and congratulate these other fools.
Yeah, and so
congratulations.
They're like, are you going to the party? I'm like, if I win, I'm going. If I don't win.
Yeah, if I win, we'll be there. If either one of us win.
That's awesome. Well, I hope you guys both win.
Yeah.
And I'd love to have her on, too.
Yeah, definitely have her on, and you'll be able to talk more business. I know we talked comedy the whole time.
And then I always ask the same 2 questions at the end. One we kind of already touched on, which is I always say, like, a Christian, but like a man without it in Psalms, it says a man without a vision perishes. So I always ask what the vision is. You kind of touched on that. And then the last one is just, what is like a quote or something that like a saying that you live by?
A saying that I live by.
Or that you like. I mean, it doesn't have to be lived by if it's like.
That's tough. I don't have like a catchphrase that I live by. There's a lot. I mean, I have a lot of scripture that I really love.
Yeah.
Like, blessed is the man with many arrows in his quiver. And I look at my children and I go, that's my blessing right there. And also speaks to being a warrior and a protector as well. You know, I mean, I'm an avid bow hunter.
Oh, very cool. Deer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Deer, mule deer.
Do you go to Georgia?
Yeah, I had a lease in Georgia for a long time. They just sold the property, so I'm not there anymore. But
okay, very cool.
Yeah, I like hunting in Georgia.
I'm a country girl. I know a little bit of that
stuff. Nice. Yeah.
Well, that's it. So thank you so much for coming, and then we'll make sure that we plug you at the end.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Thank you. Thanks for watching. Go on.
No, I was going to say thanks for having me on. I really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you. All right.